All right, so this is part 2 of the video. We went ahead, we loosened up all the brake lines on the car. We
All
tightened them
bleeder
back
screws.
up to a very minimum.
Right, we wanted to just loosen them, make sure they weren't stuck or
Absolutely.
frozen. Tighten them back up, just finger tight, just a little bit of snugness.
And now we're gonna go over the machine
Now we're going to go over the machine and then explain what we're going to do to the car first.
step by step.
So,
Sounds good.
First thing we're going to do is we have filled the cylinder here that holds the brake fluid up to the fill line. Okay, you can see a line right there. That's where the top of where you fill the fluid. You could put more, but it's always best to do it at this line, because then usually from here to here is what you fill the master cylinder with, because we're gonna remove all the old fluid out.
Okay.
With the suction wand. We're going to remove all the fluid out of the master cylinder with the suction wand.
Okay.
Sometimes with some cars you have to use this additional adapter for the little tight spots.
Okay.
This is going to go in the end of this hose, and that way it gives you a little bitty small spot to suck out the fluid, because sometimes the master cylinders have little small passages that you can't get this big hose into.
Sounds good.
So we're going to remove all the fluid first, and then we're going to put fresh fluid in. So now Alex is going to go ahead and do this, and
Okay.
we'll. One thing that we need to go over also is we made sure we found the correct adapter.
And the adapters are usually in this
The
drawer
adapters
right
are
here.
in this drawer.
Okay.
And there's various different ones. You're going to find 99% of the cars. What you need is going to be in here.
Correct.
You have a suction wand. This wand right here is your fill wand, where you're going to fill up the fluid.
Okay.
You've got a separate hose here that is going to pressurize the system with the brake fluid.
All right.
So when you're bleeding, you got pressure going in, and then at each wheel you're going to be removing the old fluid out with the suction.
At the same time.
Right. And this machine is air operated, which
Okay.
you plug in at the back, and then you would dial in around 15 pounds of pressure.
Okay.
Some cars, some of the old cars, maybe a little bit less pressure, but 99% of the cars are going to be around 15 pounds.
Okay.
I have seen where actually a few cars needed a little bit more pressure because of the proportioning valve.
Okay.
And that's, a rare situation, but it does happen.
Sounds good.
So you got a regulator right here for the air. You've actually, this machine, this is your on-off switch for the air.
Okay.
It's basically the whole machine operates off of air pressure.
Okay.
There's no electricity whatsoever on it. You've got suction here. You've got pressurized fluid on this side, and that's basically how this machine works. It's
All right.
air operated. It's designed for one mechanic to do the job very efficiently and not take a long time to do it.
Sounds good.
So at this point, we're just going to get Alex to remove the old fluid, refill it, and then we'll lift the car and we'll start from
Okay.
there.
He needs to hook up the air hose first, right?
Correct. Air hose has to be hooked up first.
Okay.
You
Alex,
want to wait and finish this because they're both waiting.
he's almost done, right?
Yeah, we're not. It won't be long. Can they wait 10 minutes? So we're going to hook the air up. Alex is going to take this, and he's going to go ahead and remove the old fluid out.
Okay.
Yeah. You're not going to need the adapter.
Not yet. No adapter yet.
Yeah, you're not going to need the adapter yet.
Okay.
I mean, you can lay it up there. That's fine. But
Oh,
go
we
ahead.
can suck it out.
Yeah, go ahead and let's suck it out. Right now, we're going to make sure the regulator. Okay, it's already on about 12 pounds. So what we're basically going to do, that's the vacuum pump running,
Okay.
and which is going to have suction on that hose. Yeah, you want to
Yeah,
suck.
yeah.
You want
Yeah.
to suck all the old stuff out right now. Yeah, sometimes there's a little string in there. You need to remove that string first. And on this particular car, it may not need the little small adapter.
Yeah.
It may not need this
It don't
adapter, so if it doesn't, then that's good.
That's all good.
Did you get the up in that little front? There looks like there's still some in there. Can you, yeah, try to work the hose all the way around everywhere in there. And actually, there's still fluid in that front, so you may need to.
This is really empty.
Take this adapter, put it in there like that. There's probably some real small passages up there. You got to at least,
Eugene, he wants to just make sure that we got paid from Geico for the rental.
We're still
yeah. Everything's out. Everything's out of it. So at this point, this portion of this is done, and we're going to take this and we're going to hook this wand up to it, so we'll re-put new fresh fluid in there. Of course,
Okay.
you want to leave your valve off, because otherwise you're going to be pushing fluid out
Right.
as soon as you hook this up. Of course, it's always best to do this away from the car. Make sure we don't have no mess.
Okay.
And then at this point,
Okay.
we're going to turn this valve on. Just fill the, just
Slowly, huh?
turn it slowly. You basically, you can see we're putting fluid in, we're
Yeah.
putting fresh.
Okay.
Just want to make sure it's completely full, or at least 3/4 full.
Why 3/4?
Because when you hook the
The machine,
The cap-
automatic top.
when you hook the cap,
Yeah.
that adapter, and we pressurize this, it's going to completely finish filling it.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about it. Is it at least 3/4 full? Alex, can you see it?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's good enough.
Okay,
That's
we're good enough there on
Yeah.
that. So,
Right.
rag. So we want to disconnect this thing without the spill. Cut that out of the video. Okay, so at this point, just hook that up.
So you pressurize it right after you refill it, huh?
Correct.
Okay. So now we install the cap. Perfect.
Now this is going to hook up there.
That's the same one we use to suck out the...
No, it's the same one we put fluid in
Put
with.
fluid
okay,
in.
okay.
This
So-
one is suck it out.
Yeah, this one is always the one that sucks it out. So on that one right there, we just want to make sure that the hose is going to be long enough to reach down to the ground.
Okay.
Go ahead and open this valve up. You want to make sure that's tight. Slowly open it, because as soon as we open it, it's pressurizing that master cylinder. We want to make sure we have no Exxon Valdez leak everywhere.
Okay.
So it would leak real quick.
Okay.
So we have no leak. So at this point, you got pressure on it no matter what, so you can leave the suction on. We're just
Okay.
going to lift the car up.
Okay, so now what is this? How many pounds?
Okay, it's actually regulated down a little bit, but we want to bump it up to like 12 to 15.
Okay. Okay.
Don't really need much higher than that, just
Okay.
because you're not trying to like ram a lot of fluid through real quick. You want to slowly do it. Too much, too fast may cause issues with leakage up here.
Sounds good. Why did we turn it off?
That's fine, because these
That's
just, it's got a pump in there, the suction pump.
Okay.
So it's right now it's sucking dry.
Okay.
So shut it off until we get the
Until
car
we
up.
get the
Okay,
car up,
sounds
then
good.
we turn
Yeah,
on.
then we'll turn it back on.
Okay, let's lift
So
it
at
up.
this point,
Because-
we're going to go ahead and leave the car. lift
Because
it up.
you talk is enough already, and this one too much noise.
So this hose right here is plenty long enough to
To stay on the car.
to stay on the car,
Okay.
up in the air. This other hose, which is going to remove the fluid, is plenty long enough to go all the way to the back of the car. Because the technician wants to look. If you see now how much we put in there,
Yeah.
this is how much that was put in the master cylinder.
Okay.
So at this point,
But we need to put more, no?
no, we do not put more. But at this point, we're just going to go from here all the way down to wheel number 1.
Ah, okay.
Because you want to move as much fluid through there, because you're flushing the system with the good brake fluid.
Okay, that's right.
So at that point, you're getting all the old moisture and stuff like that out. So you're moving enough fluid to get all that
Okay.
crud out of there.
Sounds good.
So at that point, then he's going to take this hose, which is more than long enough to go all the way
Okay.
back to the car. And he's already got the adapter. Now,
Loosen
one thing that we did prior to up top is we went and loosened each bleeder screw so they weren't real hard, or in case we had one that was stuck, we could take care of that issue before we started doing the flush.
Correct.
And you always start at the furthest wheel, which would be the right rear.
Furthest from the
master
So
cylinder.
the master cylinder is on the
Left
driver's
front,
side.
driver's
so we
side.
will start from the
Passenger side rear.
passenger side rear, since it's the furthest.
Right.
Then go to the
No,
driver's side
rear.
rear, and then we come front to the
Passenger side.
passenger side front.
Then the
Then the
driver's side
closest, which is the driver's
Right.
front. Okay.
So Alex is going to take that hose At that point, we would turn the vacuum back on the machine.
Okay, we turned on the vacuum now. Perfect.
He's already got the wrench, and he's already got the adapter. You might have went a little bit too high. Yeah.
Okay, can you lower it down a little?
Yeah, let's get out. Can you reach it? Because you're the one who's going to do it. You got to be able to reach it. So. It doesn't do it. You can do it, you need to do it. That's why we do it.
But the first time here, I don't want to really get in the way because they're working all
That's what you don't want to do is smack your head. My head's already bald, so okay, so what you want to do basically is we want to take this adapter off. Okay, so these special adapters which come with the machine are designed for the hose to push in here, and that's got a castle nut in there which is the same size as the bleeder screw. Okay. So we're going to put this over top, and then with a wrench he's going to loosen it, and then at that point it's sucking out, because it's got a suction on it right now, real strong suction.
Okay.
It's got a real strong suction, so it's sucking the fluid while the master cylinder is pushing it.
Correct.
So we're just going to slip this up here. He's going to find a place to anchor this. I would suggest somewhere like on an axle or something. That's why this is actually a surgical rubber hose, which is very strong. So it's designed to wiggle it in here and there, get it over the bleeder. Okay, so now we got it over there.
Okay, so you gotta loosen it now, no?
So now at this point, we're going to loosen it up. We had already pre-loosened and then barely tightened it, so this procedure was easier, so we're going to loosen it up a little bit. It's kind of hard to see the hose because of the way we got it angled, but the hose, you can see it moving around, so it is sucking it out. If you look at the machine,
yeah, it's going down.
It will slowly be going down, which is what we want. When we get down to wheel number 1, and then we're going to stop.
So when we get all the way down here,
So when you get to
the bottom of wheel 1.
yeah,
Yeah, over the way here.
yeah, so you're going to suck it out till then, because you have to realize you're moving fluid all the way from the front, all the way to the back.
Yeah.
Now every car is different. Some of them will like to use less fluid than others.
But this is going too slow.
Yeah.
That's all right. It goes slow. It's not going to go any faster.
They take the long.
Don't really want to. Feel it behind it and do all forward. What it is